I got to tell you, this is a fish that Rust is just hooked using his spinnerbait. Unfortunately, all his great battle now has been absorbed by this clump of weeds. But what we pretty much determined, though, is that these fish seem more reactive to a spinnerbait and a spinnerbait blade today than anything else. I've used a fluke, and I've now got a paddle tail on. But this seems to be the best approach today.
They're feisty.
I knew that would happen, but I don't want to hurt him. He's hooked right near his eye. See if I can get this out without damaging his eye. I did.
Beautiful.
So that's Rust fish that he handed me the pole so he could video it so all of you could see it. Northern pike are a phenomenal fish, and they don't get I don't think they get the credit, the respect that they deserve, just because the whole nation is bass crazy. But there's not a bass that swims except the aggressive smallmouth that can fight and give you the battle that a northern pike gives. And there's not a fish that swims that will hit as savagely, as viciously as a northern does. This particular spinnerbait seems to be really good. And as you can see, I want to show you something here. The blade is painted almost like a perch, and it has a chartreuse skirt. And Rust has done fantastic on this spinnerbait. So I'll give him back his rod and let him catch another fish. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm into a big bass. And I'm hoping he stays on because I really want to show you. This is a big one. And I put my spinnerbait back on. You'll see what I mean. This is a really amazingly huge bass. Huger than huge. This is one that I'll tell stories about for years. Oh, is that not a trophy par trophy? Oh my gosh, am I happy. We're just kind of blind casting because there's weeds everywhere. And this fish, I've got to break he's got it right through the bony part of his upper. No, I'm going to get it. I'm finally getting it wedged. There we go. Come on. Come out of there. There we go. It didn't go in any kind of organ. And that is a beautiful largemouth bass. Oh my gosh. Oh. That's what we came here for. We were hoping to get some big bass today and some northern pike. We didn't have a clue we were going to get into giant northern pike, but this is fantastic. I have a feeling that this little tail that I have on here is making a difference. That's why I want to keep it on. It's all got chewed up, so I might have to put another one on. But boy, I'm hooking it upside down right now, but I'm doing that intentionally because there's still enough plastic to hold it on there, and I don't have a lot of these. But essentially, when it's going through the water, you want the orange to represent its belly, and the darker color is back. But now it's going to go through just the opposite. The fish may think that lure is really sick or something. We got to hit it, so we'll see. But all I did was I just cast way out in front of me, and with it overcast, I can't really see very well where the weed beds come up to the surface. So by using the spinnerbait, I can keep it right near the top, and that's where that bass hit it. Oh gosh, this is fun. This is just incredible. I'm getting awful good at being handed a rod once the fish is almost caught. To show you all, this is Rust again. He put on a magic pink spinnerbait. And this is a pike that you gotta see. This is a really, I think it's so much stronger than my hand grip must be, because I'm trying not to hurt him. I gotta tell you, this is over 10 pounds. This is a big northern pike. Got him. bigger than any I've caught this year, and I didn't catch it. Rust did. See if I'll try one more time because this fish is not.
Oh, beautiful.
That is a pike of all seasons. That's a trophy pike for anybody, and to be able to come in here and catch this. Now he hit his head when he. There we go. And I want to show you the bait because I was getting so many strikes on my orange spinnerbait with a tail. Russ decided to put this in it. This is even bigger. And this pink with the pink paddle tail, wow, that's what took that big pike. That's fantastic. So now I hand the rod back and I can become the star of the video and Russ is the one catching all the fish. Tell you what, this fish hit and I didn't realize it was this big until it got close, and then it took a run and hit the front of our canoe, and it was like bang, and I thought, oh my gosh, I must have a big fish for it to make that kind of bang. Now, it's got that spinnerbait pretty much in its mouth. I don't think this is quite as big as the one Russ caught, but boy, there's not a big difference. Oh, boy, did I almost lose the whole rod, everything. These fish are so strong. Now let me get, so if it does this again, there's a little bit of slack here that it can run. I don't think I can hold its jaws, its gill plates closed because it is so big. But if it gives me the beauty of using a spinnerbait is that normally there's the beauty right there. Now the unbeauty is that fish has got the paddle tail that I was using in its mouth. Now it's a special biodegradable, so-called, tail that the fish can actually eat. So I'm not going to try to get it out. I'm going to let this fish hopefully swim away. Now I'm holding its tail, and it's not going to. Ooh, wow! If you've never fished specifically for northern pike and experienced what we are experiencing today, and it doesn't matter, the big ones are wonderful, but when you catch them 5 to 7 pounds, they're wonderful too. And it's a great thrill because the strikes are different than almost any kind of fish, and when they run, they've got so much power, it's unbelievable. So now I've got to try to find another tail because I think the tail was the secret. The orange and it's kind of like a perchy color, and it seems really good, but without that tail, I don't think it's going to be as good. So I got my work cut out for me.
You got a few boxes of lures there to choose from.
I do this every time. Rust is making fun of me. I've got so much that I can barely move of baits, boxes of flukes. These are all chatter baits, but someplace I've got a little plastic bag that had, ooh, found some water. That's kind of a gem.
And just for the record, folks, I bring the backpack and that's it.
Yeah, Rust is a minimalist, and I am an unbelievable lure hoarder. And every time I come out, I do this. And Rust can tell you, at the end of the day, if I've used 3 different lures, it's been a multiple lure day for me. So, oh well. I'll make fun of myself, but this is a lot of fun. Well, we came over to shore where the wind wasn't as strong, wanted to have a sandwich, and Russ said, I wonder if they would hit a worm, if there's bass over here. Because we came here last year and couldn't find a bass, and look what. Again, I gotta tell you, this is Russ' rod. He threw out a Senko worm, his favorite trout color, which the bass is annihilated. But that is one heck of a, let me get this out of here. That's one heck of a largemouth. If I show you with it next to me, you can see the size of it. That's a good 18, 19 inches long. I'll get the hook out of it. And that bass isn't hurt in the least. And when you can go someplace like this, let me show you what he's used. Oh my gosh, I'm contortioning here. This is the worm that he's using, and this is something most of you would never use. But remember, the big pike that you saw him catch and me hold up was caught on pink. This is the Senko worm he was using with a looks like a 4 or 5-0 hook. I'm not sure which he's got
That's
here.
a 3.
A 3-0. I'm not going to put it on because I'm not going to ruin it for him. He's better at doing this than me. But that's what he puts on. And that worm, by the way, will catch largemouth bass like nothing you've ever seen. It's a fad, pink on the bottom, green on the top, and the bass love it. So we're catching big bass too. I've never posed for a camera twisted this much. I'll give Russ back his rod now, and I'll try to find something that I can catch a bass on. Boy, I'll tell you what. Russ caught his big bass, and we thought, okay, there might be some bass here. I cast into a spot, and this northern came after it. He missed it, and I'm reeling in as fast as I can, thinking there was a bass over there, and he's chasing it the whole way, and then he hits it. So, like I said, we're fishing now just for bass, but boy, there's nothing like these northern. They're so vicious. He's a little bitty one, but still, it was fun. I'm copying Rust. I'm trying to get something pink, and this is a Senko worm. It's a different color, and I will show you also, since I'm trying to pull this out, I'll show you exactly how we do it. And this is kind of beat, so I'll go from the other end. Well, I'll stay at this end. I'll rig it upside down. You go in from the tip of it in just about 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch, and then you run that all the way down your hook, and you twist it as you get down to the bottom, and then you bring it back so that when you put your hook in, your hook is kind of buried in the worm itself, so you can cast it into heavy cover, and you want it to lie straight like it is right there. You want it to lie as straight as you can, and then you just yank hard when you get a strike, and hopefully you'll catch a fish. That was fun. When I'm fishing worms like this, by the way, I cast out and I let it go down. You're fishing a whole different technique. This is more finesse fish. And then I just move it a little bit. And what you're waiting for is a tap. You'll feel it really strongly on the rod. When they suck it in, it makes it feel just like they tapped it. And then you set the hook as hard as you can, because they'll inhale that whole worm in one suck in. And that's what they do.
Hey, could you show us that one more time?
One suck in, no. I'm not good at that. I haven't mastered that approach.
Okay.